Hello, I am Dr. Tassel Faith Shamebrook, and this is an episode on how to move forward in your career energetically. And I think we all can relate to the experience of trying really hard on the 3D level to move forward in our career, putting in more time, putting in more effort, putting in more money, working with other people, just lots of different variations of working harder and not necessarily seeing improvements or expansions in the work that we're doing. So this is when we can just take a step back and work on the energetic level of shifting some things internally, which will lead to a shift externally. So one of my favorite phrases is as within, so without. So as we shift what's going on energetically with our career internally, we're going to see a commensurate shift in the external. So, and we can use this for any type of career expansion that we're engaged in. It could be you want to start a new career. It could be you want to expand the scope of what you're currently doing. It could be you want to bring in more income or have more impact, anything. So I'm going to talk about 4 different steps to energetically shift your career. The first step is removing energetic blockages. The second step is really using triggers as your friends, triggers as guideposts to help you see really where you need to remove the blocks. And number 3, coming into your own unique energy. And the last one is having faith, really building faith in this whole process. Okay, so let's first talk about number 1, removing blocks. So I have been receiving so much guidance recently to really look at the truth of my own career. And I really have been engaged in a lot of entrepreneurial endeavors throughout my adulthood. And to be totally honest, none of them were very successful. None of them really turned out the way I had hoped they would. And what I realized at this point is that I didn't really want to see that. I didn't really want to feel the emotions of what I had experienced, whether they be perceived emotions of failure or just disappointment or any of those more uncomfortable emotions. I really didn't want to feel them. But what my guidance has been, Tassel, please sit in some of those emotions of what actually happened. And in that way, you'll feel them, you'll acknowledge them, and then you will clear them, and you will no longer attract any situations that are a match to that energy. So I've been doing that. I've really been going back into some previous entrepreneurial pursuits that I had done and just sitting in the energy of that disappointment that it didn't turn out the way I had wanted. And I really have a sense that doing that has been really beneficial and that I'm clearing that energy from my being. So that's one part of this, is clearing the energy from this lifetime. Another really interesting experience I've had is to go into energy around this from other lifetimes. And the way I've traditionally accessed other lifetime experiences and memories is through the Akashic Records. And I may do a video about that if you're not familiar, because it's been really, really helpful. But what tends to happen now, I think possibly because I've gone into the Akashic Records so much, is that channel now seems to be open, and I will just get in quite a lot of past life memories and glimpses, just at different times. So about a month ago, I had a really intense experience where I was really feeling this profound, almost primal fear of losing everything, of losing my home, of losing my children, of losing my dogs, of just losing everything. And I think honestly that energy has been in me this whole lifetime. And I do believe it is from another lifetime, or maybe even multiple lifetimes of having experienced that and gone through that in another incarnation. And I haven't wanted to feel that. It's sort of a terrifying fear to really feel into. But about a month ago, I felt guidance to just really go into that fear, to just really feel it. And I believe by feeling it, I did clear it. It doesn't have that charge anymore. So clearing blockages, energy blockages in this lifetime, clearing them from other lifetimes, and then a third component to this is honoring, feeling into, and clearing lineage energy around career, money, abundance. It's really interesting to just think of the energy that is within your extended family. What kind of energy did you grow up with in, say, your nuclear family, around money, around career, around success, and going back in time with your grandparents, great-grandparents, any extended family that you spent time with? What was the energy there? And for me, I can really feel into, there was a lot of lack consciousness, a lot of lack orientation, of not having enough, and also of this orientation that you have to do things you don't want to do in order to get through life, whether that's a job you don't really want to do, school, education that you don't really want to do. So I can really see that in my family of origin, and feeling into that really helps clear it within me. And I also think it helps clear it in my family members as well. So, so this first step that I'm talking about is just really feeling, it's really just feeling your feelings, which is one of my favorite practices. That is, I would say, my foundational practice is to feel your feelings. Okay, then step number 2, and it's very much related to this step number 1, is about how triggers are our guideposts. Really, triggers are our friends. So let's say you get triggered, maybe about something around your career. Maybe you might see someone doing something you really want to be doing, or earning a certain amount of money that you would like to be earning, or it could be anything like that, or something totally different. So the trigger is just showing you that there's something within you that would be helpful to look at, be helpful to feel, because there's a charge there. That's why it's triggered. There's a charge there. And so for me, I was getting pretty triggered around a lot of things, and that's why I started to just look more deeply, as I described in step number 1. And what I saw from spirit was this image of me having these shadow garments on me, almost like capes. And what I was trying to do, if I wasn't paying attention to the triggers and I wasn't actively tuning into this energy and removing it, is I was just putting a coat over these black shadowy capes, and not taking the capes off at all. So this, in a way, the phrase spiritual bypass or toxic positivity, when we just sort of put something over the shadow that is really wanting to be looked at and removed. So I see the triggers that we experience that feel uncomfortable. It's a portal into looking at the shadow, really getting into it, really feeling it, and then we can just sort of remove this shadow almost like a garment or a cape that we're taking off. So I liked that image. It helped me see it more clearly. I was just trying to put like a shiny new coat over all these shadow garments rather than really looking feeling into the shadow and taking the shadow garments off and then changing my energetic vibration. Okay, and then the third point here is that you have no competitor. When you are truly aligned and you're truly tuned in to your authentic self and what you are really here to do, you are a unique masterpiece that no one else can come close to. You are amazing in your full expression of your unique energy signature. And this has been a real learning for me. Professionally, I have a PhD in psychotherapy. And after I got my PhD, I think I really put myself in a box. Okay, I'm a doctor of psychotherapy. I need to act a certain way. I need to dress a certain way. I need to speak about certain topics. I really was aligning with this mainstream view of what a doctor of psychotherapy would be like. And I wasn't really being myself. And the work I was doing was definitely rewarding, and I enjoyed it, and I think it was impactful, but it wasn't fully me. And I'm in this process right now of, I think, still discovering who I am, this age-old question, right? Who I am, what is fully me, and expressing that and embodying that, and also doing work that really is in alignment with this true me that is me. And what my guidance is around this is when we do this, when we really let go of all of the identities, all of the labels, all of the boxes that we think we have to fit into, this is really when we are so aligned and things just flow so easily in our lives, in our career. And this also really helps open up the abundance flow to us. So that is the third step here, about just really coming in to your unique energy, your unique personality, your unique you, and just watching the magic unfold. And I love that so much. I'm excited to see this in other people. I'm excited to experience this for myself. And then the last step here, so my middle name is Faith. My name is Tassel Faith Shamebrook. And so this last step is having faith, really having faith in you and your guidance and your path. So the thinking mind, the rational mind, wants sometimes like a very clear-cut path. Often we see other people doing things a certain way, and the thinking mind thinks, oh, I'll do it that way. That seems like a good way to do it, a practical way to do it, a rational way to do it. And we're not really being true to ourselves when we follow other people's example. So this last step is really just having faith in your own guidance, in your own dreams, in your own inspired action steps that bubble up each day, following those pings within, following those screaming yeses within, and letting go of the thinking mind's shoulds. Oh, I should do that. That would be a good idea to do. But just really acting from inspiration rather than acting from practicality or rationality in a way. Not that we never act from that, but that it's always from an inspired place. It always feels good. It's always, oh yeah, I really want to do that. Even if we might have some resistance because we're nervous or what have you. Like for instance, I had some resistance about doing this video, but at the same time, I really wanted to, and I could feel resonance and alignment with doing this video, but I had to overcome a little bit of resistance, maybe about worrying about if I was good enough, how I looked, what I was going to say, all that. So it's not to say you won't ever experience resistance. I think we will, but we can still feel if something feels really aligned and right to do, even if there is a little fear or resistance around it. So just to summarize, in terms of moving forward in your career from an energetic standpoint, we can remove the energetic blockages. We can really recognize triggers that come up as our friends, as our guideposts, as acting as portals to help us remove these shadow elements, these energetic shadows. Number 3, coming into your own unique, amazing energy. You have no competitor. You are amazing in your authenticity. And number 4, just having faith in the whole process and having faith in that whatever is coming through you, that you can trust and that you can follow. So what we're really talking about is just an overall trust of oneself and one's path, and that we don't really need to look outside ourselves for direction. All the direction, all of the guidance is within us at all times. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear. Please let me know any practices that you enjoy about moving forward in your career, or any energetic practices in general. So, so much love to you all, and see you soon. Bye.